Had another camp day today, July 27th, 2023. The Buffalo Bills, day number 2 of training camp in Rochester, New York at St. John Fisher College. Yesterday, I reported that the 3 people that stood out were 3 new players. Today, I felt like the players that stood out were veteran players, guys that have already been on the team, which is fantastic. I mean, Dalton Kincaid did stand out again. And he does look like he's going to be a legit NFL superstar. But let's not put too many carts before the horse. He did play well, though, again today. But my standouts for today's practice, and probably the player of the practice, really was Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs had a couple of really nice catches. He does run those smooth pass routes, and I really felt like he had the practice of the day today. I know it's not that big of an announcement to say that Stefon Diggs had a great practice, but he did. And that's a great thing, always. Other players that I felt stood out were Dawson Knox and Quintin Morris. Quintin Morris probably had the catch of the practice, a beautiful catch down the field. And Dawson Knox had some nice plays as well. Now, we talked about pre-motion yesterday, and they did a lot more of that today. Pre-snap motion, a lot of that, and even more interesting 2 tight end sets. I mean, they were setting up in wishbone and two tight ends wide, and I don't know. It's just, I think they're just having fun here on. It's only day 2 of camp, just trying to figure out some different ways that you might be able to put the puzzle pieces together to really make this offense great. Trent Sherfield also had a great camp day today, like he did yesterday. On defense, we had a couple of players, veteran players that stood out to me. And Jordan Poyer had a beautiful interception. There's Jordan right there. Jordan Poyer, and he really had a great practice. Kaiir Elam knocked down a few passes. Dane Jackson looked good. Christian Benford looks good. I mean, if the DBs can practice like that every day, we're going to have a good season. It's really hard to really judge how the offensive line and the defensive line are doing. It's almost futile really to be looking at them right now because they don't have shoulder pads on yet. And without shoulder pads, that it's really hard to judge the defense and the offensive line. But Epinesa did stick out today, and he did have a good practice. So I'll give some props to Epinesa there as well. So those are big things on the field. Had a great day of practice other than the rain. It did rain pretty heavy throughout the majority of practice, but they may play a game in the rain this year. I remember that Commanders game a couple of years ago. It was awful sitting in that rainstorm, but they'll be ready for it now because they had a good practice today in rain. It did let up towards the end of practice, which was great. And I finally got the one autograph that I've been searching for. I'll give you some background on this. When my wife and I went to the game in Minnesota a few years ago, when Josh Allen leaped over the linebacker there, I told her right then, that's what I wanted for Christmas. A picture of Josh Allen leaping over that linebacker, autographed by Josh Allen. And she laughed because she wasn't sure she could get that. She did get me one that Christmas, but it was facsimile autographed. Somebody made a copy of a copy. Anyway, today, finally, was able to get Josh Allen's autograph on there. He did do it quickly, so it's not quite as clean as on the helmet that I have. But I do have proof, a video of him shooting, or a video someone was nice enough to take as well, of him signing this autograph. So do have Josh Allen leaping over the linebacker to add to all these 40 pictures of individual players behind me. And hopefully we'll be able to add more autographs as the preseason goes along. It is, like I discussed in the last video, a little bit harder to get autographs this year than it has been in the past. But it's still great to just be able to go and watch practice and see what the guys are doing and their interaction. Damar Hamlin had some great interaction with fans today. He was just running up and down, giving everybody high fives. And that's a great thing to be able to see Damar doing that, obviously. So, that's it for camp for today. I think it was a great camp day, and loved spending time with some friends that were able to come into town for the camp and to see how excited their kids were as they watched camp as well. So, the biggest thing to always remember is God loves you. And so do I.